Let me tell you about a peculiar situation that unfolded in the Woodland Apartments, specifically in Units 4A and 4B. In 4A lived Timothy, a gentle dormouse who spent his days collecting seeds and writing poetry by candlelight. And in 4B? Well, that's where Gary the Gerbil lived. And Gary was, to put it mildly, a complete nightmare. Now, Gary wasn't your typical noisy neighbor. Oh no, he was an artistic tormentor. He'd wait until 3 a.m. to practice his death metal drum solos, claiming he was expressing himself. He'd invite dozens of hamsters over for what he called philosophical debates, which were really just shouting matches about whether sunflower seeds were superior to pumpkin seeds. Poor Timothy would politely leave notes. "Dear neighbor, would you mind keeping it down after midnight?" Gary would respond by shredding the notes into confetti and throwing them into Timothy's mailbox with a note saying, "Made you some party decorations, buddy." But it wasn't just the noise. Gary would stand on his balcony pointing at Timothy whenever he passed by, telling other rodents loudly about how some mice just don't understand sophisticated living. He'd deliberately roll his exercise ball into Timothy's carefully tended herb garden, claiming the wind blew him there, even on completely still days. Weeks turned into months. Timothy tried everything: earplugs, meditation, even filing complaints with the Woodland Housing Association. But Gary just got worse. He started leaving half-eaten seeds on Timothy's welcome mat, saying, "Thought you might need these since you clearly can't afford the good stuff." Then came that fateful Tuesday. Timothy had been awake for 4 straight nights due to Gary's experimental jazz sessions with his cousin's cricket band. He was making his way to work, eyes heavy, whiskers drooping, when Gary decided to do his usual morning routine of blocking the hallway with his exercise equipment while making snide comments. "Hey Timothy, having trouble walking straight? Maybe if you appreciated art more, you'd sleep better." Something in Timothy, that sweet, gentle dormouse, just snapped. Years of yoga and anger management evaporated in an instant. Without a word, without a warning, Timothy's tiny paw curled into a perfect fist and pow! 1 hit, that's all it took. Gary spun around 3 times before landing flat on his back, stars circling his head. The hallway went silent. Other residents poked their heads out of their apartments. And there stood Timothy, looking as surprised as everyone else while Gary lay there finally, blissfully quiet. You know what's funny? After that day, Gary became the most considerate neighbor in the building. He took up silent meditation, started a book club about conflict resolution, and even apologized to Timothy with a gift basket of premium seeds. Sometimes, just sometimes, all it takes is one punch to turn a sociopath into a socialist. And Timothy? Well, he went back to writing poetry, though now his verses occasionally included some surprisingly good action sequences,